Hey, Niners fans. We got a lot to unpack today, so buckle up. Let's start with some major news that's going to impact the future of this team for years to come. Colt McKiv, the starting right tackle, has officially signed a contract extension with the San Francisco 49ers. He was entering the final year of his deal, and now he's locked in for 3 more years, worth $45 million, with $27 million guaranteed. This is a significant move, and it shows how much the organization values him. When you think about it, offensive line play is the backbone of any team, and in today's NFL, solid tackles are becoming increasingly rare and expensive. Protecting the quarterback, creating running lanes, and providing consistency in a unit that sees constant pressure is non-negotiable, especially for a team with Super Bowl aspirations. McKiv's journey has been interesting. He wasn't a first-round pick. In fact, he came from the later rounds and was initially projected to be a guard. But under the guidance of the 49ers coaching staff, he's developed into a legitimate starting right tackle. His improvement has been steady but remarkable. He's become not just reliable, but a key part of the line, and this contract is a reflection of that growth. The team clearly sees him as someone who could be a cornerstone for the offensive line as they plan for the next several seasons. Trent Williams is getting older, and having to replace both tackle spots in the near future would be a nightmare for any front office. So securing McKiv now is a smart, forward-thinking move. Now, I know there's chatter out there from some fans who think McKiv is an elite. They've shared their opinions in comment sections, and even in conversations, saying things like, why would the Niners commit that kind of money to him? But here's the reality. McKiv has grown in this system, fits the scheme perfectly, and is incredibly coachable. He's part of a development success story that not every team can boast. Comparing him to the rest of the NFL, the deal is actually very reasonable. The market for top-tier offensive tackles has exploded. Some of the highest-paid tackles are earning over $25 million annually, and you have backups making what McKiv is getting paid. For the level of performance and stability he provides, $15 million per year is a bargain, especially when you consider what other teams are paying for similar talent. And let's not forget his Week 1 performance against Seattle. McKiv logged the most snaps among all offensive tackles in the league, 74 in total, and his pass-blocking grade ranked 5th out of 36 starters. He didn't give up a single sack, hit, or pressure against the Seahawks defense that's projected to be one of the top units in the NFL this season. That kind of reliability under fire is exactly what you want from a starting tackle. The 49ers are not just thinking about immediate wins. They're locking in stability for the long term. They're protecting the quarterback and ensuring that the offensive line has a strong anchor as they continue to build around Brock Purdy and Christian McCaffrey. Speaking of Brock Purdy, the young quarterback continues to impress, even under pressure. In Week 1, he wasn't flawless. He threw 2 interceptions, but what stood out was his resilience. He didn't let mistakes define the game. Late in the fourth quarter, with a short-handed offense, Purdy orchestrated a clutch, game-winning drive. He completed every single pass on that drive, totaling 67 yards and finishing it with a touchdown to Jake Tonos. There's also that deep 45-yard connection with Ricky Pearsall earlier in the drive that really set the tone. What's impressive about Purdy is how he can improvise when the line is giving him trouble. Against Seattle, he faced his highest career pressure rate, nearly 58% of dropbacks, yet he still delivered a composed and effective performance. McCaffrey also played a huge role despite entering the game questionable with a calf issue. Even if he wasn't at full speed, his impact was undeniable. He still carried the ball 22 times for 69 yards and added 9 receptions for 73 yards, showing that even slightly below 100%, he's a security blanket for Purdy. McCaffrey's versatility keeps defenses on their heels, and his ability to pick up yards after the catch makes him indispensable to this offense. He's a dynamic player who can change the outcome of a game in multiple ways, and the Niners' early success this season owes a lot to his presence on the field. Then there's Ricky Pearsall. People questioned his first-round selection, thinking he might have been a reach, but through training camp and preseason, he's shown why the Niners invested in him. He's explosive, dynamic, and a matchup nightmare for defenses. His speed and ability to gain yards after the catch are real game changers. And even with a limited receiving core on the field, he made plays that kept drives alive and put the Niners in scoring position. With Jauan Jennings and Brandon coming back to full health, Pearsall's opportunities to shine will only increase, potentially making him a top target for Purdy. Now, we can't talk about the Niners' offense without acknowledging the offensive line challenges. While McKiv's extension locks in one key piece, the unit as a whole still faces questions. There's no denying that Week 1 exposed some vulnerabilities, and with the playoffs approaching, the team will need consistency against elite defensive fronts. Purdy's ability to extend plays with his feet becomes even more valuable in these situations because the line isn't always giving him the time he needs. Yet despite all the pressure, he was able to make critical throws and keep drives alive, showing poise and composure that are rare for a quarterback in his position. Injuries are another storyline to watch. George Kittle suffered a hamstring issue early in the game after catching a touchdown on the opening drive, and Jauan Jennings dealt with both a calf and shoulder injury. The team will have MRIs and evaluations, and it's crucial they get these key players back healthy. These injuries also highlight the importance of having a reliable line and playmakers like McCaffrey and Pearsall, because even when the roster is shorthanded, the Niners can still execute at a high level. Defensively, Robert Saleh has transformed this unit. The young players, new faces, and adjustments have created a team that looks fundamentally different than last year. The rush defense, turnover creation, and disciplined play allowed the Niners to dominate time of possession, holding Seattle to just 22 minutes with the ball. Nick Bosa forced a critical fumble, and Sam Okekunu also made a huge play, showing that this defense is not just talented, but prepared and well-coached. Saleh's ability to mix pressures and blitzes while maintaining coverage discipline is paying dividends. And even with some growing pains among the younger players, the potential here is enormous. This is a unit that, by Week 18, could be among the league's best if they continue to develop. Every piece of this team is interconnected. McKiv securing the tackle spot, Purdy's composure, McCaffrey's impact, Pearsall's explosiveness, and Saleh's defensive acumen all combine to make a 49ers team that is balanced, competitive, and ready to challenge for big wins. Week 1 was just a glimpse of what's possible, but the foundation being laid is impressive and exciting for the faithful. Now let's dive deeper into the game itself and why Week 1 tells us so much about where this 49ers team is headed. Brock Purdy's performance against Seattle was one for the books. Yes, he threw a couple of interceptions early on, and there were moments where the defense had him scrambling, but that's exactly the kind of adversity that separates good quarterbacks from elite ones. Purdy didn't panic. He didn't let the mistakes snowball. Instead, he adapted, improvised, and ultimately delivered a drive that will be remembered by every Niners fan who watched that fourth quarter finish. In those final minutes, with the stadium hostile, the crowd roaring, and the defense scheming to confuse him, Purdy remained calm, methodical, and precise. Every pass he threw in that drive was a statement, an assertion that no matter the pressure, no matter the circumstances, he's capable of delivering in the clutch. One of the most remarkable aspects of that drive was how Purdy was able to create opportunities for his playmakers, even when the separation was minimal. Take the game-winning touchdown to Jake Tonos, for example. Tonos had never caught a pass in an NFL game before that moment, and yet Purdy trusted him in the most high-pressure scenario imaginable. The completion probability for that pass was incredibly low, less than 15%, but Purdy's arm strength, timing, and improvisation turned a seemingly impossible throw into a touchdown. He was rolling to his right at nearly 16 miles per hour under duress and still found his target with perfect precision. That's the kind of gutsy, gunslinger mentality that keeps defenses honest and elevates an offense from good to dangerous. Fans often debate whether luck plays a role in these moments, but when you look at the mechanics, the decision-making, and the execution, it's clear that Purdy earned that result. He created the opportunity, and his teammate capitalized. Christian McCaffrey's role cannot be understated in all of this. Even while managing a calf issue and playing at less than full capacity, he was instrumental in keeping the offense balanced. His ability to catch passes out of the backfield, gain yards after contact, and provide consistent threat in the running game made the difference between a close call and a commanding performance. He logged 58 of 76 offensive snaps and had 31 touches, showing not just durability, but an extraordinary level of conditioning and mental toughness. Even at slightly reduced speed, McCaffrey's impact was undeniable. He's the type of player who changes the dynamics of a game just by being on the field, forcing defenses to account for him on every play and opening up opportunities for Purdy and the wide receivers. Speaking of wide receivers, Ricky Pearsall continues to prove why he was a first-round pick. There were doubters early on, but his speed, agility, and ability to create after the catch have quickly made him a vital weapon for this offense. In Week 1, he lined up both inside and outside, stretching the defense vertically and horizontally, and repeatedly made plays that kept drives alive. With his elite 44 speed and knack for reading defenses, Pearsall can change the outcome of any series, and it's only going to get better as Jauan Jennings returns and the receiving core gains full health. This is exactly what you want from a young, dynamic wideout. Someone who can contribute immediately, create mismatches, and give the quarterback confidence in critical moments. The offensive line, while still a work in progress, deserves recognition for what they were able to accomplish under pressure. Colt McKiv, now officially a cornerstone of the line, anchored the right side and proved that the investment was worth it. While the unit faced challenges, especially against Seattle's formidable front, McKiv and his teammates showed resilience and coordination that allowed Purdy the pockets he needed at key moments. It's not perfect, and there's still a need for improvement, but the foundation is strong, and the pieces are in place to grow. The reality of facing elite defensive fronts in the playoffs makes this even more critical. But Week 1 showed glimpses of potential and adaptability that give fans reason for optimism. Defensively, the 49ers look completely revitalized under Robert Saleh. The energy, the preparation, and the execution were evident from the first snap. The young players stepped up, and the new additions meshed seamlessly with the veterans, creating a unit that was both aggressive and disciplined. Nick Bosa's ability to force a critical fumble early in the game set the tone, and Sam Okanu's timely play further reinforced the team's defensive dominance. The secondary, led by Jason Pinnock and Mara Siegel, played with confidence, limited big plays, and capitalized on turnovers. Even with some growing pains, the unit displayed a level of execution and preparation that suggests this could be a historically strong defense by the end of the season. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to 49ers Zone and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. The NFL world is buzzing with whispers that could shake the league to its core. According to sources close to the matter, the San Francisco 49ers are on the verge of completing a jaw-dropping deal to bring superstar pass rusher TJ Watt to the Bay Area in what could be one of the most monumental contracts in recent memory, a staggering $200 million agreement. While neither the team nor Watt have officially confirmed the move, insiders suggest that discussions have advanced rapidly, with both sides reportedly eager to finalize the historic transaction before the start of training camp. If true, the signing would send shockwaves across the NFL, instantly elevating the 49ers defense to a level few teams could match. Watt, a multiple-time All-Pro and one of the most feared edge rushers in the league, would instantly become the centerpiece of a squad already loaded with talent. Speculation is rampant that his arrival could tilt the NFC West in San Francisco's favor, giving them a true defensive identity to complement their high-powered offense. Rumors indicate that the deal, rumored to be worth $200 million over several years, includes unprecedented incentives, signaling just how committed the 49ers are to landing one of the game's premier pass rushers. The chatter has ignited a frenzy among fans and pundits alike, with social media buzzing about how this could reshape the balance of power in the league. The idea of Watt teaming up with an already formidable defensive line has experts envisioning a nightmare scenario for opposing quarterbacks. one that could redefine the 49ers' defensive strategy for seasons to come. While nothing is set in stone, sources close to it hint that the star player is intrigued by the 49ers' vision and the chance to be part of a team hungry for a championship. For now, the rumor mill continues to spin at full speed, and every news cycle seems to add another layer to what might be the biggest splash of the offseason. The NFL universe is watching, waiting, and speculating. Because if TJ Watt does indeed land in San Francisco, the 49ers just might have made a move for the ages. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the San Francisco 49ers, make sure to subscribe to 49ers Zone and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.